Okay, so let's do this. All right, because I will never watch a horror movie because I hate them. Because I think they're stupid. And so we'll read a review about a horror movie. See, first off, you see this picture, this right here? I don't, no. I don't want to see that kind of, I don't do it. I don't do it. Okay, so The Wretched. What's it supposed to be? A new horror film to watch while in self isolation. It's going to be out on demand. Okay. Contains plenty of bone crunching scares. The Wretched boasts more squelching, screeching, and cracking than just about any horror movie in recent memory. Rarely do 5 minutes go by without one of those sickening noises making an appearance on its soundtrack. Oh, God. I don't even understand people who watch this kind of shit. I don't like girls who like horror movies. I don't like them. Mm-mm. There's always something wrong with them. They usually have purple hair, you know, or green hair, and they kind of grungy, and you can't trust girls. I've got a scale. Girls with it goes green and then purple, and you can't trust a girl with green or purple hair. And then there's that pink hair, that crazy hair. You can't trust those either. You see a chick with that hair like that. An appearance on its soundtrack the better to herald the arrival of its signature beast and in the process to amplify suspense for a forthcoming fatality. A chilling audioscape of snapping and contorting limbs, gooey, dripping, and gurgling. Should have had another comma in there. And the ancient whispering and screeching. Oh, ancient. Okay. And it proves the unnerving calling card of this sturdy new horror effort, which is elevated by both its unholy cacophony as well as its refusal to treat its main characters as simple one-dimensional fodder for whoever. Written and directed by Who Cares, suggests the madness is stores for the audience. The 30 years earlier prelude, in which the girl arrives at an afternoon babysitting job during a rainstorm. Always during the rainstorm. The house's front lawn littered with discarded children's playthings and finds in the basement a family photo with the father's face scratched out. God. Can you imagine making this shit? Attempting to flee, she's stopped by the man of the house who locks her down below by closing a door decorated with a paganish symbol, an upside-down triangle whose extended lines make it resemble a demon's head. Gross. Gross. Present day, Ben arrives at his daddy's house, recently divorced, got a son, he's got a broken left arm that's in a cast. Like, can you imagine? God, oh my God. I want to write a review of a movie and just, this person's already used cacophony, unholy, unnerving, gooey dripping, gurgling, ancient, whispering, and screeching. Ancient. But I get what she's talking about a little bit. You know, it sounds like cavemen did it. Like it's from the past. As a prior break into a neighbor's home. Okay, so he's got a broken arm and a cast, and the reason for Ben's exile to the summertime outpost. The summertime outpost. As a prior break-in to a neighbor's home in search of Vicodin. Okay. So he's a fucking pillhead, the main character. And he has a son and he's a pillhead. And he's obviously a dumbass. Clearly troubled and bittered, blah blah, by his family. Ben nonetheless accepted jobs at his dad's marina. He meets the girl, outgoing colleague. She likes him. Even as his eyes begin to wander to the local beauty spied on a boat with a bunch of local douchebags. You mean the cool kids who are getting more pussy than you? Is that who you're calling the local douchebags? They've got the boat and the job and the big truck, and they got the best pussy in town, so you don't like them. But they're probably douchebags, though. The Pierce brothers, setting up the circumstances during a woodland hike, Abby's son Dylan stumbles upon a giant tree with an ominous vine ensnarled hollow at its base, from which he hears his mother's voice beckoning to him, first with sweetness and then with malevolent hostility. God. It's like the people who are forced to write this kind of shit so they can have a job. And you just keep churning this shit out. And you have to watch horrible movies. I couldn't imagine having to watch this movie. I'd be so pissed. They'd be like, do you want to review movies? I'd be like, yeah, I can, but I'm never watching a horror movie. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching any of that shit. Or people like crawl upside down, you know, and they're like, tick, 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 tick. I'm not doing it. I don't like it. Center stage. All right, we got to come on. What are we talking about? He instead heads out to a party with Mallory, a combination of drunkenness and nastiness. He later delivered by the aforementioned hottie who pulls a skinny dipping prank on him. Damn. Who even fucking cares? Thus, when Dylan suddenly asks Ben to protect him from his mom, who's acting severely creepy, in quotations. You know what I'm saying? Who's acting severely creepy? And then vanishes without a trace. That's the deal. Like, if I saw or heard some shit like this, these people, I'd be like, yeah, the devil's in those woods. We're going back to the city, and you can live up to your home invasion that you had for Vicodin. Like, he couldn't find Vicodin on the street. No one would break into a house for Vicodin. That's dumb. Not even for money. To, like, go pawn some shit off for some Vicodin. Like, he just can't find Vicodin because of the opioid crackdown, so nobody can get Vicodin on the street no more. Back when I was doing it, you could find Vicodin on the street. The Wretched most certainly is what it appears to be, but that's not an impediment to its effort. Blah, blah. Look at this. The naked Abby... the mom's naked now. The dead naked monster mom. The dead naked monster mom's crackling and snapping herself into a fully upright position. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want to hear any of that. And this movie's like about sounds. Whoever wrote this like really likes that ASMR stuff. You know, the people they'll be getting on there and they'll be like, eat this. You know, they'll be like, you know, they do their lips. Every time I see those, I'm like, didn't your mama teach you to chew with your mouth shut? That's what I'd say. And it's a whole thing. Her hands tearing their way out of the fleshy cavities to keep the mood menacing and macabre. Ooh, macabre. Who even... Oh, God. Only assholes use words like macabre. I would refuse to... If I had to write, I would refuse to use the word macabre. Macabre definition. I want to know exactly... Let's get into it so we can find out exactly what macabre means. I mean, everybody kind of gets the picture, but... Disturbing and horrifying because of involvement with or depiction of death and injury. Okay. Still an asshole. You're still an asshole for using macabre. Where's macabre go? Better still, they have no interest in outright explaining the origins of their evil. Rather, the only things to be gleaned out of the inexplicable phenomenon come via a quick internet search by Ben on Wikipedia. Is that real? Is Wikipedia real, or did they make it up for the movie? Is that a real thing? Is that a real thing? Wikipedia? Hold on. Wikipedia. Is that a real thing? Where they have stuff? It is. Except they spelled it. Did she spell it wrong? Or he? Yeah. Well, or maybe they did it for the movie. Okay, but here's Wikipedia. What is that supposed to be? Oh, become a patron. Yeah, no thanks. Look, see this stuff. No, stop it. Oh, they've got Obsidian. What do? They tell you about all the weird shit. Alright, you're off the tab. I don't want you knowing about my shit. That informs him of a dark mother who was born from root, rock, and tree and feasts upon the forgotten. Well, then you need to remember yourself. You know what I'm saying? Feast upon the forgotten. It's like, well, I woke up and remembered who I was this morning. So that bitch can't eat me. There are scant jump scares lurking throughout. Nicely composed. Which is nicely married to regular audio bursts of squishy, scrunchling hellishness. Ugh. Why? Oh my god. You know, people would make, guys would make fun of me. I'll own it. I like romantic comedies. I do. The cheesy stuff. That's what I like to watch. Why would you want to watch this? This is what people are writing. Can you imagine what the visual's like? This is the sentence, which is nicely married to regular audio bursts of squishy, scrunching hellishness. No thank you. While one occasionally wishes the Pierce Brothers would pick up the pace a bit, so it means it drags, the middle passages are a tad light on meaningful action because they don't know how to. Because it's a shit movie, that's why. Confident consists in the climax and enhances the narrative's focus on the mother and children with primordial birth womb imagery. Ugh! No. No. Interest in procreation, parentage, and memory is further underscored by a final twist that forces one to reconsider everything that comes before, and to its credit, the rug-pulling device feels like a natural extension of the film's thematic preoccupations. Also, more fundamentally, an entertaining closing gesture for a genre work, peril caring. I know, I don't even want to read it. And that ageless monsters are most compelling when they sound as disgusting as they look. Okay, whatever. Maybe I'll. Oh, but then I would have to buy it. Oh! See, I don't want to buy this. If it was free, I need to find movies that are already out on Netflix or something. If I was actually. And I would watch as much as I could watch. And I won't be able to watch all of it. And I could just record that and record my reactions to it.